What up? What up? It's Mike and EJ Sportscast, and it's been a couple weeks since we've been able to go live. I've been transitioning with moving. My boy EJ here started going back to university, amongst myself too. So we both out here trying to, you know, get our personal lives a little bit better. But now, hey, back to some football. We're less than a little bit over a month away from some preseason games, so we're excited about that. How you feeling,
Yes, sir.
EJ? How you feeling as the days get closer to some football here?
I'm getting more and more excited, man. Like I can't wait. I was actually thinking about that earlier while I was chilling. I'm like, man, like we getting closer and closer to football season, man. Like the NBA starting to wind down, baseball starting to heat up. So yeah,
Yeah,
man, it's getting exciting. That we getting closer. Like I'm actually looking forward to preseason this year, which is crazy because last year we didn't have preseason, and we got some new talent and stuff, new players. I want to see, for the squad. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait.
I agree, brother. And like this year, like we actually get to see the players play in preseason because last year, obviously due to COVID, we didn't have no preseason. And
Yeah,
I've heard Nagy say, which is obvious, that we're going to see a lot of Justin Fields in the preseason games. But he's the backup, so of course we're going to see Justin Fields. If he
yep.
was starting right away, guaranteed, then obviously he wouldn't be starting so many games. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully he gets some reps. With the ones, and then some of the twos and the threes that are actually going to play. So that'll be good for him. The defense, obviously, they're a little older, so they're probably going to need a couple games to heat up. I'm just hoping we're not playing none of that bend but don't break defense this year, man. I feel like we're a lot better than that.
Yep.
There's been a little bit of turnover in the cornerback position, but hopefully some of the guys that we brought in can at least at a minimum be solid. We're not looking for you to be spectacular. We just want you to be solid. Don't get beat often because you have a stud back there in Eddie Jackson. Hopefully he gets back to what he used to be a couple years ago.
Yep.
You got Khalil Mack. That's for sure. He's going to give you all he's got. So I'm excited, bro. So today, what we got on the agenda? We got some training camp videos. I wanted to lead off with this Darnell Mooney and Allen Robinson video I found. I guess ever since OTAs has been over, they flew out of Miami and they just
Hmm.
kept training together. From what I've heard, it's only them two out there.
Oh,
It's
really?
nothing too crazy, but at least it looks like they get along, and that's a good sign for the Bears, man. Allen Robinson at least is gonna take the season serious, even though he's
Yep.
on um a tag contract right now, franchise tag. So I just wanted to show a little bit of what.
Run that back, turbo. Run that back, turbo.
Yeah, see, that's good to see dudes working on their game, man. Like you getting
Exactly.
paid, you getting paid, like especially Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson could be like, I don't give a crap. They put me on the franchise tag again. It's like I'm just. It is what it is. Nah, this man's still trying to perfect his game, trying to become a better player. So you can
Exactly.
definitely appreciate that. And a young guy like Darnell Mooney, see him out there working with a vet like Robinson, man. It's like he can definitely pick Robinson's brain. I mean, they teammates, I know they talk, but it's like you out there working with him, you can see how the Robinson works, Allen Robinson works. See his like work
Exactly.
ethic and see and learn from that and get better himself. So that's great to see, man.
Yeah, it's great to see, and like you're saying, like the fact that he's willing to take Mooney under his wing obviously shows that he sees something in the kid, and obviously we got to see Darnell Mooney. Like, what a find, man. Let's just say, like, you don't find guys like that in low seed in low rounds. Like, I think we took him what, like fourth or fifth, something like that. It was like super low.
Yeah,
So shout out to him, like, showing splashes, and he's hungry, man. The guy, clearly he's hungry. He's like, OTAs are done. Instead of going home to hang out with his girl, he's like, yo, let's go work.
yeah.
He's in work mind. He's got a work mind, and he knows the season is literally 2 months away. So he's ready to go. That's good. Back to defense. I'm a little skeptical because me and you, obviously, we started off talking about the cornerback situation. We're hoping some of these guys step up. Nothing's guaranteed. Who, in your eyes, do you feel like could step up in that cornerback number 2?
Well, it's funny you bring it up because I was actually looking at some stuff earlier, and a guy whose name keep popping up, and you brought him up too, Kendall Vildor, man. It's like he stepped up late last year. He got some playing time. He did pretty solid. When we had the injuries, and he's a name that's been coming up like in the mini camps and stuff about a potential guy who could actually potentially become the second corner because right now that second corner position is up for grabs. Like, yeah, they got Trufant there, but it's like he's not guaranteed that spot just because they
Right.
signed him. So it's like, we got guys fighting for it. He could be one of those guys, that could fight and get that starting position. Because, like I said, it's up for grabs, so you never know. And like I said, last year, that also helps in his favor because last year he was here. He
Right.
stepped up when they needed him. It wasn't like all sunshine and rainbows, but it's like, he did
Yeah, he
he
got beat
did
a couple times.
yeah, he did a decent enough job, so that's going to help to his favor because he's already been there. They got a new
Right.
defensive coordinator, but a guy that they're familiar with. So
Mhm.
we'll see. He could be that guy that steps up. Gets that second corner position.
Yeah, and that's who I've been hearing about a lot too. Another guy that I heard a lot about is the draft pick that we had. I believe is what's his name, Thomas Graham or something like
Yeah,
that. I
Thomas
gotta
Graham.
look
Yeah,
up his name, but they're saying that he's been showing some splashes in OTAs and in training camp. So, but hey, this is just training camp. Once you get out there and the real speed, those guys are getting paid to make you look silly. So,
exactly.
not necessarily in training camp. They're your at the end of the day, they're your teammates, so they're gonna go halfway easy on you. So, um, but we'll see though. Like you said, the fact that Kendall Vilder has that experience. The only thing I don't like about the guy, he's a little short, but there's nothing he can do about that. That's just the
Yeah,
height that he was given, God given height.
yeah.
So, besides that, I heard a little interview that they had with Jalen Johnson about him, potentially becoming that number 1. I mean, it's pretty clear that he is going to be the number 1. So here's a little bit on what he had to say.
With Kyle no longer on the team, you're kind of looked to as cornerback number 1. How do you feel a year of experience gives you the ability to step into that role and exceed in that role?
I mean, it's something I've been working for my whole life. I mean, it's not just after 1 year. Of course, we all know that rookie year is the hardest, of course. I mean, just being able to learn from that and just kind of take all my preparation throughout my years of playing football and being a leader throughout high school, throughout college. I mean, it's no different now being in the NFL. So, I mean, it's just being able to take what I've been doing my whole life and just being able to perform and bring others along and teach them the things that I learned from last year and just trying to help everybody improve the best way I can.
So pretty much what I hear from that is just he's obviously ready. As any NFL cornerback or any position you play in the NFL, you should be ready because you never know when you're gonna get that opportunity.
Absolutely.
And now it's this opportunity to really make all the people that passed him up a couple years ago look silly. So I honestly I love Jalen Johnson. I hope he can just get a little bit better at actually catching the ball instead of deflecting it all the time. Maybe jumping those routes a little bit more.
Yeah.
But he's already shown what he's really, really good at, which is being in the area and deflecting that ball. I'm just looking for him to take this next step up. If he could take the next step of actually intercepting the ball, I can almost guarantee that he'll be in the Pro Bowl by the end of the year, as long as he stays healthy. Because we've seen the guy, I think, the first, 10 games or so, the kid only let up like 1 or 2 touchdowns. Like,
Yeah, he's pretty
and he was
solid.
getting. They were trying to pick on him too. You
Yeah,
know, they had a couple of games where they got him, especially in that Tennessee Titans game. They were working him, but besides that game, that's the only game that I stand out where I was like, damn, Jalen Johnson looking like a rookie. Besides that, he handled himself like a professional, and I'm thankful that we have him, especially with Kyle Fuller departing.
yeah, yeah, man. Like I think I think he had a pretty solid rookie year last year. I think what kind of derailed him was the injuries. Like what was his like his shoulder he got hurt.
Shoulder.
That yeah, they got him out, and yeah, he made some rookie mistakes. There were some blown coverages where it seemed like he thought that the defense was supposed to do one thing, but it was actually another thing that he was supposed to do, and that's stuff he can work on. He can continue, but he definitely showed like good signs of like being like a solid player. Like I think this year him being like the number one corner, I feel like he's definitely going to take a step forward. Like you said, one of the things he does need to work on is like intercepting the ball. 'Cause he was real good at deflecting it, but like turn some of them deflections into interceptions. If he does that, like you said, he's going to be a surefire Pro Bowler because like dudes was definitely going at him last year. And this year, they're gonna be going up going up against good quarterbacks. So I gotta imagine, they don't see Kyle Fuller here. Whoever's gonna be that
Right.
second corner, they can pretty much like, okay, well, this dude, he was a rookie last year. He's pretty solid, but it's like I'm not afraid to throw at him. He hasn't proven himself in the league, so he's gonna be still having
Exactly.
guys. He's still gonna be having guys throwing at him, and then whoever that second corner is, same thing for them. But he's going to have his opportunities just based on the fact that Kyle Fuller's not there. He's the number one corner and he's not proven. So people still going to be throwing at him regardless. So
Right.
it's like, I feel like this year, he can make a step forward and I fully expect him to do that.
I agree, man. I have no doubt. We got to see him last year, and us as true fans, we watch every single game. So we've seen this guy progress every single game. We saw him leave his heart out there. Like you said, he had a couple rookie mistakes, but that's given. Like rookies are gonna
Yeah,
have. The veterans make mistakes, so
absolutely.
it's just the fact that he's tough. It looks like he can read an offense for the most part. He kind of knows where to be. As a defender. So I'm looking forward for him to take the next step. I have no doubt that we're gonna be solid, at least with one cornerback. It's just who's gonna be that other one that steps up. Is it gonna be Vildor? Is it gonna be Trufant that we brought in? Graham. So at least there's competition, which is great.
Yep,
Competition is always the best. It's gonna bring the best out of everybody.
absolutely. Yeah. I think preseason is going like I think we're going to see a lot of competition in that position during the preseason. It should be nice to watch, see who steps up and earns that second and third corner spot.
Exactly. Moving back to offense, you want to go to Justin Fields? Got a little bit on Justin Fields here. I've been hearing good things about him so far in training camp.
Yeah,
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, he's been making like some splash plays and like some wild plays and stuff in the camp. So it's like I keep hearing a lot of good stuff about him. People are really excited about him. But here's like a little press conference he had where he was a reporter. I think the reporter asked him like, his thoughts on like Nagy's plan and what he thinks about him becoming the number one quarterback. So here it goes right here.
Hey, Justin, as I'm sure you're well aware of by now, a lot of Bears fans are eager for you to become the starting quarterback as soon as possible. I'm curious from the inside, if you could detail some of the minutia that you're working on and the entry-level stuff that you're working on now, whether it's cadence, huddle mechanics, things of that nature that are in the very early stages of developing, and what you think some of the more significant hurdles are to becoming a starter.
Yeah, just the things you stated, I think, that's probably the biggest step up is because at Ohio State, we pretty much went no huddle like 90, 95% of the time. So really just, getting through those basic mechanics and getting in and out of the huddle, making sure I'm on top of everything and just getting every little detail right.
Matt talks a lot to us about the plan and the developmental timeline for you. What's your understanding of sort of what the timeline is for your development and your comfort and belief in it?
I mean, if I don't believe in it, then it's not going to work out. So, I mean, my job is strictly to get better, be the best quarterback I can be, and help my team win. So that's what I'm going to do. Whether it's starting, whether it's sitting, I'm going to do whatever that's going to help us win. So yeah.
Yeah, so I can tell just by all the interviews I don't hear, because the guys, the people that ask him questions, they're constantly asking about the starting position. What does he feel about it? Blah blah blah. I can tell just by his answers that this kid he wants to start, and I've heard like he's very confident in himself, not to the point where he's cocky, but I've heard that he's very confident, and I feel like he in his mind is like, yeah, well, he's obviously he's going to be the starting quarterback or something. He's the quarterback of the future.
Right.
But I feel like at some point he knows at some point this season that he's too good to be sitting on the bench behind Andy Dalton, no matter how good Andy Dalton is. In his mind, I know he feels that I'm the better quarterback. It's only a matter of time before I get in here. Like, he's just giving this politically correct answers because that's what he's supposed to do. He's not going to sit here and like, totally say, yeah, I'm gonna be the starting quarterback, blah blah blah. Like, I'm not worried about Andy Dalton. No, he's saying I'm gonna do what the Coach Nagy asked me to do. If he wants me to sit, I'm gonna sit. If he wants me to start, I'm gonna start. So he's just giving these answers right now. But I know for a fact this kid is like, he's in the back of his mind. He's like, I'm gonna be starting at some point. It's just a matter of time. Like, I'm not even worried about Andy Dalton because I know what I bring to the table.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, honestly, if I was Justin Fields, I really wouldn't worry about Andy Dalton either. Even if Andy Dalton has the best season of his entire career this year with us, you still don't have to worry about him because only time will tell how successful he's gonna be. So
yeah,
the best thing for him is to sit down, take notes. I mean, best recipe. I mean, you've seen Aaron Rodgers sat on the bench 2-3 years, came out hot, and you see how well his career. Sometimes it's good for these guys to sit down and just study because sometimes that hunger, like man, it's been 4 years and I haven't been off this bench. You finally get your opportunity after all these years of studying. You're gonna go out there with a lot of confidence, and like you're saying, I keep hearing the same thing too about Justin Fields. Like, he has a lot of confidence. And it's good. I mean, you want obviously your starting quarterback to not be scared.
absolutely.
And I've heard good things about the receivers too, like ball placement wise. I've heard Darnell Mooney say things about like it feels good having somebody that can actually throw the ball well on a deep ball, things of that nature. I'm paraphrasing. But still, nonetheless, like it's a different atmosphere right now with the players, with us fans, and we're just rooting for the kid. We just wish him the best. Stay healthy, and just keep doing your thing. I believe you have a little nice video showing his accuracy, right?
Yeah, so I got a video here. Somebody asked him like, "Yeah, I bet you can't hit the crossbar," and he was like, "Well, I bet you I could do it on the first try." Well, apparently he actually did it on the first try. So here's that video real quick.
He hit the first time. He's not gonna hit the crossbar.
We'll see if I can do it again.
He's not.
Bingo. Come on, now stop playing with me.
Nah, that's good accuracy. But my question is like, did he hit the horizontal one on the bottom, or did he hit the vertical one? Like, I can't tell.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
But you can hear it. You can definitely hear the ding.
Yeah, you hear the ding, but it's like, which one, like you said, which one did he hit? Did he hit the
Right.
vertical or the horizontal? But he hit something, that's for sure.
Yeah, right.
He more accurate than them goddamn kickers that we have.
Right.
What's his name? Cody Parkey.
Man, don't even get me started, bro. Like, I almost guarantee you still, and all Bears fans, we feel the same. If he would have hit that kick, we would have won the Super Bowl that year.
Hey, it was looking good, man. We
were starting to heat up. Like,
yeah.
Man. But hey, we moved on. We're on to the future now. The future is Justin Fields, and we're hoping for the best. if we can't get a good kicker, we can at least get Justin Fields to go out there and throw it over the field goal. So,
Yeah,
so we at
for
least
real.
got that going on.
Yeah, for real.
On some other news though, did you hear about Marquise Goodwin? He tried out for like the U.S. Olympics.
Yeah, I heard about that.
He didn't make it though, but that's pretty good though. That like we have some athletes on the roster. You know, these guys go and get it. Sorry, Marcus Goodwin, that you didn't qualify, but at least now you get to focus on football, which is what we brought you here for.
Yeah, for real.
I don't mean to be a dick, but it's like I did see his jump though. I meant to like get the video of it because I was watching it like a couple of days ago. It actually looked like he was pretty good. Like in my eyes, I'd be like he qualified. Like he was as good as anybody else that was there doing it. So I don't know what the rules and regulations are on that. I should look up what they're looking for. But from my eyes, untrained eyes, he was looking fine. Like he was making the long jumps like as far as anybody else. So not sure what happened there, but that's all I have on just random facts. We already showed the Darnell Mooney. I think I see another video that you have here on Darnell Mooney though. That's our guy though. Like we love Darnell Mooney around here. We just dude's a beast.
Let me see. Do I got the name on Mooney? No, I don't got the one on Mooney. I got
what's this one with the number 11 right here?
Oh, where's it at?
That's why I thought you had one on Mooney. I just seen his number on there.
No, I'm not seeing it.
This one right here. Here, I'll put it.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the highlight clip.
Oh, is this training camp?
Yeah, this is the camp. This is the training camp. The highlight package.
Did you want to show it now?
Yeah, go ahead and show it.
Old man Trevathan.
Yes, sir. Yeah, there go Mooney.
Yo, Mooney got the best cuts, bro.
Yeah, he does. He got some nice cuts, man.
There you go, Robinson. Yo, it kind of feels good for the first time to like know we have a 1-2 punch.
Yeah,
like,
right.
We haven't had a 1-2 punch since Brandon Marshall.
Oh, let's go.
That's what I like. I love hype. Man. Any player that gets hype, that's my type of player, bro. Because that means that you have heart and you don't want to lose.
Yeah, man, for real.
What was I gonna say? I forgot where I was going. That kind of like threw me off a little bit. The fact that we have a 1-2 punch. Like honestly, we haven't had a 1-2 punch since Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall, and they weren't really like a 1-2 punch in the way we have it now. They were kind of both the same style of player. Throw up and we're gonna go get it.
Right.
But Jeffrey kind of had like that deceptive speed where it's like if you didn't take him serious, he might get behind you. You know, he actually had a little bit of speed there up with them long legs. But ultimately, the reason why I like this 1-2 punch that we have now is because we got speed, and we haven't really had a speed threat like where he's like, okay, really a speed threat since Taylor Gabriel, and that was now like almost 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Taylor Gabriel was actually, he'll go up and get it. Like he had the speed, he'll burn guys. He had some good diving catches. He had some hood highlights that year that he played with us, man. I like Taylor Gabriel a lot.
Yeah.
But Darnell Mooney has showed already that like he's a better player than Taylor Gabriel like was for us. Like not only in the route running, but the catching. You know, we can't stress enough how long this man went without a drop. Like to start off his rookie campaign. So it's like we can go on days for him. So it's like we're just wishing the best for him because he's a good player and he's a humble ass dude. Like when we hear him talking, so I just like the kid a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, same here, man. It's like I'm excited to see what the future holds for Darnell Mooney, man. He that first year was definitely a shock. It's like he came out of nowhere. Like did we really see that coming It's like imagine if he actually had a solid quarterback last year. You know, they had two quarterbacks. You if you want to, you can even say three. When I say three, they had Trubisky, then Foles, then back to Trubisky. So it's like it was kind of mixed up, man. So it's like imagine if he had a solid quarterback, he'd be even better. So we hoping we see even more like upside to him, you know, this year.
Exactly. I mean that whole wide receiver corps right now is like it's nasty. Like I want to see anybody in the NFL match speed with the Bears right now. And that's something we've lacked for a long time, bro. We always used to go with guys with hands, or old guys. Finally, we're starting to draft our own guys that are great, so we don't have to get them old and pay them a lot. You know, like we got Darnell Mooney still on the rookie contract, and he's gonna go out there and do great for us. Might even become a star. Like that's how high we are on around here, man. Like we think he can take the next step. He's already talking about wanting to take the next step. Damn, I should have brought some because he had some good stuff to say too. I was watching one of his interviews, so I should have brought it. But other than that, who we got anything on the defense today? Or we didn't bring nothing for the defense today?
Oh no, we let me see. Dang, you know what? I think hold on, I got one here I could post for Tayshaun Gibson. Let me see if I can find it.
Just to give the defense a little love. I mean, 9 times out of 10, we're always giving defense a little love, but today was offense day.
No, yeah, for real. Okay, here we go. I got it.
Back here after last season, when you found out that Sean was going to be the coordinator, what was your initial reaction, and what do you see in Sean as a coordinator?
Oh, man, I was happy. I think that's one of the things, man. Sean was one of the guys who I gravitated towards when I first got here. You know, when I signed late in the process after the draft last year, man, Sean was a guy who took me under his wing. I was doing extra Zoom meetings with him from the time that I signed to all the way through training camp, man, just trying to get a grasp on the defense. And me and his relationship developed last year, and I couldn't be more happier for a guy like Sean because you see a guy like that and you understand that he knows the game of football, man, and he just needed that opportunity. And I always said, man, I spoke on it last year, man, I think that Sean is one of the brighter young minds in the game. So to have him as my defensive coordinator, I definitely understand what he can bring to the table, man, and with the talent that he got on defense, man, it's gonna be a beautiful thing to see. So I couldn't be more happier, man. And Sean, me and Sean, our relationship definitely helped play a part in that, man. And I can be more happy for a guy like that.
As a guy who's played for a number of coordinators in a number of different places, what do you value most in a play caller on defense?
A guy who really just a guy who's gonna let his playmakers make plays, and that's one of the things. He's not gonna handicap nobody on defense. I think that with a guy like Sean, you see that everybody gonna be able to make plays from the safeties to the corners to the linebackers to the D-line. And when you have a defense that's rich in talent like the Chicago Bears defense, man, where you got guys capable of changing the game on every level, having a guy like Sean is huge because you have a guy who can truly put every guy in position to make a game-changing play at some point in the game. So having him calling the plays and being at the helm, and it's going to be an awesome opportunity for everybody in the defense. So I think everybody's excited, man, once we heard that Sean was going to get that opportunity, and it's starting to show. We get our hands on a lot of the footballs out there, man, and defense is making plays, flying around, having fun, man. And it's a fun time to be a Chicago Bear right now.
Amen. Yes, sir. Nah, see, even on defense, they're excited, man. Like you can see it's a whole different like vibe than last year. I mean, obviously the pandemic played a huge role. But I hope that Tayshaun Gibson steps up. I mean, he was pretty solid last year. I don't really have anything negative to say about the guy. But on defense, safeties is kind of important. Oh, yeah. Obviously, corners are important, but the safeties, I feel like the way that we play defense, the safeties are like one of the most important positions on defense. Besides our linebackers, that's defensive line, linebackers, safeties, and then corners is the damn near how important is this. I feel like that's how it goes for us because that's why we were able to let Kyle Fuller go. Because when you have a defensive line, especially because Eddie Goldman hasn't reported, I don't know if you know it, he hasn't reported to training camp yet. He had a couple unexcused absences, according to Matt Nagy. So that's a little bit in limbo right there. We don't know what's going on with Eddie Goldman. Supposedly he'll report a training camp, the mandatory one here that's coming up in July. So let's hope for the best. Hopefully, around then we have good news. But just come back. Just to put it all together, what Sean Gibson said about Sean Desai, I believe that's our new defensive coordinator. I don't know if that's how I say his name. The fact that he said he's a young, innovative mind, that's good, man. Because right now, it's all about offense, and all these good offensive minds have come into the game, and they've allowed like them to be younger and younger. It's finally nice for us to get a young guy that's gonna be innovative with the new time now, not innovative with how they used to play. Because come on, let's be honest, the last couple of coordinators that we've had besides Vic Fangio, they were trash. So, and they were all older guys. So let's give a young guy a shot that knows the new offensive schemes. So I'm excited for him, 100%. It took a little bit of time for me to buy in, but just hearing the players how much they like him, and just thinking about it over time, it was a good decision to go with this young guy.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I'm looking forward to see what he brings to the defense this year, especially since last year it seemed like we kind of had like kind of more of a down year for us because we always top 10, top 5 in defense. So last year it kind of felt like they slipped off a little bit because we got such high standards for our defense. So
exactly.
It's like I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings to the table, and if the defense is going to take another step forward or take a step forward this year, to see if we improve, get back to where we were like in 2018, So
exactly.
I'm hoping things get better. We did lose some pieces, like the whole Eddie Goldman thing, that's a little concerning, but hopefully he reports, and then he gets in and plays because he was a key guy for us, it'd be nice to have him back. So,
exactly.
We'll see how things go this year. And I think preseason is going to be defense is pretty vanilla in preseason, so I'm not going to really take that too seriously. But, we'll see how things go. Hopefully, we get back to that championship defense that we had before.
Exactly. And he's going to be – we need him, clearly. Last year, we couldn't find somebody to replace him. We threw all these pieces into the nose tackle position. And I think we had, the worst run defense last year. I think, teams were, averaging, almost 100 yards per game on us, bro. Even teams that were, bad at running, they will run on us because that's how bad we were at stopping the run. They would just run up the middle because we didn't have Eddie Goldman. I mean, we didn't prepare to not have Eddie Goldman. Let's be honest. We haven't drafted a nose tackle that's okay, this guy, we're going to develop him, to play alongside. No, we haven't. So, and I forgot what happened with Eddie Goldman. It was either him having asthma or his kid or something. I forgot exactly what happened during that pandemic year that he didn't want to play. Which is understandable. I would never knock somebody for taking care of himself or his family.
Yeah, absolutely.
But hopefully he shows up soon. Let's go ahead and move on to the facts of the week. I see you had a fact of the week on here.
Yeah. So where's it at? I want to go back and double check this, but I found this interesting fact on the internet, and it's a sad fact for us as Bears fans. So according to this, playoff wins over the last 30 seasons. Bears, we've only had 4 playoff wins in the last 28 seasons.
Oh my God!
Or the last 30 seasons. My bad. Last 30
That's
seasons.
Terrible.
I gotta go. Like I said, I gotta go back and double check this fact. But I'm like, dang, is that for real? We've only had 4 playoff wins in the last 30 years. Are you kidding me?
30 years, so we're in 21. I'm not doing all that math right now, but it's damn near the 90s. I feel like 80s, maybe 89, 90s or something like that. I can't do the math in my head right now, but that's a long time, bro.
Yeah,
that's 4 playoff wins, and we're a franchise team that pretty much started the NFL.
Yeah, I gotta go back and fact check that, man. But it said that last 30 years we've only won 4 playoff games. I find it hard to believe. That's why I said I gotta go double check that. I'm gonna go double check it. But I saw that today. I was looking up news and stuff for the Bears to see if I missed anything that came up.
That's terrible. I'm glad you showed that though. That's something I did not know, and I'm glad I do now. And the fact that they still have all these loyal fans, and then there's news that they want to sell the team. There's news that the Bears also want to move to Arlington.
Yep.
They already bought the racetrack out there, so it's a lot of things going on. I say focus on football, but I'm not there making those types of decisions because
Right.
if you guys haven't won more than 4 playoff games in 30 years, I feel like the focus needs to be purely on football and not moving.
Yeah, for real.
But that's neither here or there. I see you also got some Coco Met pictures here. I heard he was attending some like tight end school or something.
Yeah, so I just got a few pictures from him at the tight end university hosted by, I think, George Kittle hosted. And, I got a few photographs from him. So here's one of them. Tight end university unite.
Okay. This is like
got
something new they started?
Yeah, I think this started like maybe a couple of years ago because George Kittle, like I think one of the guys, he saw a guy, I think Von Miller gets like defensive linemen together for like a little camp, and he thought it was a good idea to maybe do that same thing for the tight ends. So he has a little tight end, little camp every year, I think now. So yeah, awesome. There's him in the background. And then here go the last one.
That's what's up, man. He can definitely take a step forward this year.
Yeah, man. And the crazy thing is there was like 49 different tight ends at this thing, and he was one of them.
Damn, 49? Okay.
Yeah, 49 tight ends that were at this camp, and he was one of them.
I heard the one that got drafted to the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, Kyle Pitts?
Yeah, I heard he was there too.
Yeah, see, that's a good sign. He's like trying to get that's another thing. You're going to go play with, go train with some veterans, pick their brains, see what they do. He's a rookie coming to the league. That's actually real smart on his part.
Exactly. He can start off the season a little hotter than he would have normally,
Yeah, so, absolutely.
And shout out to Kittle, man, for doing that. Like, as a veteran, you don't have to do that. Especially him, he's already a superstar. Like, he definitely doesn't have to do that. And for him to be like, yo, let me give back. I wasn't really a high draft pick. People weren't really sold on me. Let me help you guys get better now that they see who I am. Or, that's awesome of him, man.
Yeah, man. So you want to wrap it up with we got one more training camp video that we can show real quick.
Let's do it.
Let me see. I think it's this one.
Count that big bang.
The Lil Mac.
That was a nice throw.
It was.
Hey.
Nice. Yeah, that was a good throw, though. Who was that? Was that Dalton?
No, that was Justin Fields.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we like to see. You know what I just thought about? Since Fields is going to be playing most of the preseason, that means that we're going to see a matchup between him and Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting.
You see the NFL? They be doing that on purpose, bro.
Yeah,
they be doing that on purpose, man. They must have known that the Bears were gonna play. That the Bears were gonna draft Justin Fields. They knew that like we're gonna have in preseason we're gonna have them go against each other, see who's really good.
Yep.
Can't do it during the regular season because he ain't starting that he ain't starting in Buffalo.
Nah, heck no. Heck no. I don't know why they signed him. Keep it real honest.
Man. I mean, because he's kind of like he's like a poor man's version of their starting quarterback. I forgot his name. What is his name? The starting quarterback, the Bills.
Oh man,
God damn. Josh Allen or something.
Yeah, Josh Allen. I was drawing a blank too.
he literally is like a poor man's version of him. Like they
literally.
both run. They both run. Not to be racist, I'm not. This not. They're both white boys, and one of them only can throw though. The other one obviously can't. So that's why he's the backup. So meaning they don't have to change the offense too much to bring in the backup. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say there. And it's not like Mr. Trubisky is trash 100%. Like as a backup, you got yourself a good backup.
Yeah, he can be a backup, just not a starter.
Right, because clearly he took us to a couple playoffs now, so he can win for you. Like no disrespect to Mr. Trubisky. Like we real fans here, we at least appreciated you. At least brought a little bit of life to the culture here. For a couple years, you had us hyped for a couple years. We're like, oh, this might be the guy for the first 2 years, and then after that, you just regressed. And partially it's not his fault. I full blame also on Matt Nagy because we didn't try to tailor the offense to him until year 3 when he was already on his way out, which made no sense. And he wasn't the offensive coordinator anymore. It was, or not the offensive coordinator, but the person that was play calling, which became
Bill Lazor.
Yeah, Bill Lazor. Exactly. So just to wrap it up, though, we'll go ahead and do some shout outs. So go ahead and start it off.
Shout out the wife watching the kids. Shout out you, my partner in crime. Always appreciate you. So yeah, that's my shout outs, man.
And I appreciate you too, homie. Shout out the family here. My girl over there holding it down. She's about 8 weeks from having her baby here.
All right, man.
Our baby. It's in her stomach. That's why I said it like that. But I'm excited for that. And shout out you too, man. You're my main man, my co-host here. Without you, we can't really make this happen. So appreciate you. And shout out to the one fan that's watching out right now. I see you just queued up. So next week we'll try to have a little bit more because I believe they start training camp in a couple weeks. So we should definitely have more on that. And we're excited, man. We're literally, what is it? It's going to be July on Wednesday or Thursday. I think Thursday. So we literally got like a month, maybe, for preseason. So it's getting more and more exciting each and every day. So thanks for tuning into the show and peace out.